an unbreakable bond forged in blood and sweat. The relationship between Max Verstappen and Christian Horner was never just a standard driver-principal dynamic. It was a profound emotional bond forged in the fires of intense Formula One competition for nearly a decade. Since Max joined Red Bull as a teenager, Horner acted as a mentor, a protector, and a father figure who guided him towards the pinnacle of global glory. They navigated thousands of laps, faced immense media scrutiny, and secured 6 world titles that cemented their place in racing history. For Max, Horner was the one person who truly understood the sacrifice and ambition hidden behind the steering wheel. This trust became such a powerful foundation that no matter what political storm battered the team, it seemed incapable of toppling the pillars of loyalty they built together at Milton Keynes over the years. The shocking tragedy of a seismic dismissal. The decision to oust Christian Horner from his position as Red Bull team principal in July 2024 acted like a massive earthquake, shattering the established order of stability within the Formula One paddock. After years of being the untouchable face of leadership, Horner's downfall was triggered by a fatal combination of internal power struggles and allegations of inappropriate behavior toward a staff member. Majority shareholders eventually had to take decisive action to sever the chain of Horner's command to save the company's tarnished reputation.
This announcement did not just end one man's golden era, it created a massive void that many predicted would eventually destroy Red Bull's dominance. This betrayal and behind-the-scenes intrigue became the darkest turning point the Milton Keynes-based team had ever experienced in its history. The mystery of the exposed secret communication. Amidst the ruins of Horner's career, a shocking revelation surfaced that sent shockwaves through the public. Max Verstappen was still maintaining a secret relationship with his former boss. Despite the team's best efforts to sever all connections with the Horner era, the world champion openly admitted that they still engage in intense weekly communication. This exposed secret has created new tensions within Red Bull's current management, as the team's superstar seems to still have Horner's shadow lurking behind every decision he makes. This secret contact is not mere small talk. It is a subtle form of defiance against the new authorities trying to erase Horner's legacy. The world is now left wondering, what exactly are they discussing behind those tightly closed doors while the engines roar in the background? Emotional support during the most critical moments. Every high-pressure race weekend, from the first free practice session on Friday until the checkered flag waves on Sunday, Christian Horner remains present for Max through heartfelt and encouraging text messages.
In moments when Max feels isolated by the team's internal shifts, Horner serves as an emotional anchor, providing unwavering support from outside the paddock walls. Horner remains the #1 fan, validating every risky maneuver Max executes on the track. For Max, Horner's words of encouragement carry far more weight than any technical instruction from his new superiors. This ongoing relationship proves that, while they may be formally separated by contracts and legalities, Horner still holds psychological sway over the mental composure of the world's greatest driver today. Bitter memories of 2021 that bound them together. The reason Max Verstappen remains so fiercely loyal to Horner is rooted in the trauma and triumph of the 2021 season, which was famously controversial and grueling. At that time, when the entire world was condemning Max and questioning the integrity of his title, Horner was the first man to stand on the front lines to shield him from enemy attacks. Horner dared to risk his own reputation and faced the wrath of the FIA and rival teams to ensure Max received what he had earned. Horner's past sacrifices planted a seed of deep gratitude in Max's heart. To Max, someone who puts their body on the line when you are at your lowest point is someone who deserves lifelong loyalty. The memory of that epic battle against Hamilton is exactly why Max feels he can never truly turn his back on Christian Horner.
Internal toxicity and the collapse of staff morale. Before Horner's dismissal occurred, the atmosphere inside Red Bull's headquarters was reported to have turned toxic and filled with fear. The power struggle that ensued after the passing of founder Dietrich Mateschitz created warring factions under Horner's increasingly shaky leadership. The morale of mechanics and engineers plummeted as the team's focus was split between racing technicalities and the personal scandals gracing the front pages of tabloids. The innovation that was usually Red Bull's greatest strength began to stall because harmony no longer existed within the workshops. Horner's failure to maintain team unity was the primary reason shareholders felt that a massive cleaning operation was the only way to stop the internal rot from destroying the organization's championship-winning DNA. Rising from the ashes under Laurent Mekies. Following Horner's dramatic exit, Laurent Mekies arrived, bringing a much-needed wind of change to heal the wounds within the Red Bull team. Under Mekies' control, the previously dark and suspicious team atmosphere shifted drastically into a more cheerful, open, and future-oriented environment. This transformation did not just happen at the managerial level, it was reflected directly in the car's performance on the track, which began to find its lost speed once again.
Max himself admitted that the positive energy brought by Mekies has restored the true Red Bull way, where everyone works toward a single goal without hidden agendas. The team's success in bouncing back and challenging Lando Norris at the end of the season proved that no single individual is ever greater than the integrity and unity of the entire racing team. The dual loyalty of the world champion Max Verstappen now finds himself at a very difficult crossroads, caught between his personal loyalty to Christian Horner and his professional obligation to the new Red Bull team. He must deliver peak performance for Laurent Mekies to secure more titles, yet at the same time, he cannot release his internal attachment to the man who raised him in the sport. This duality creates a fascinating dynamic for F1 observers, as Max appears to be leading two different lives simultaneously. In front of the cameras, he is the obedient professional driver, but behind the scenes, he remains Horner's loyal protege. Max's ability to maintain a balance between these two worlds shows incredible maturity, but it also carries the potential for a massive explosion if these secrets continue to be unearthed by the relentless media. A Red Bull future shrouded in enigma. Even though Red Bull has successfully navigated the transition storm, the team's long-term future remains a massive question mark haunting every racing fan.
Will the secret friendship between Max and Horner trigger dissatisfaction among new staff who feel betrayed by their lead driver? Or is this perhaps the beginning of Horner's eventual return in a different capacity later down the line? Power dynamics in Formula One are notoriously fluid, and Max's admission of regular contact with Horner could be a signal that the former boss's influence has not entirely vanished from the paddock. This uncertainty creates constant tension, where every poor race result could trigger speculation about the need for Horner's return. Red Bull now stands on a foundation that looks solid, but is actually quite fragile beneath the surface. The essence of friendship above sports politics. In the end, the massive drama that unfolded at Red Bull teaches us about something rare in the ruthless world of Formula One, the essence of a true friendship that transcends material interests and job titles. Max Verstappen has proven that while contracts can be terminated and positions can be revoked, human respect and affection cannot be erased by a board of directors decision. He chose to remain friends with someone the world had discarded, showing a very strong character and firm moral principles. For Max, winning on the track is certainly important, but integrity in maintaining personal relationships is far more valuable than all the trophies in existence.
This marks the end of a dramatic chapter, but also the start of a story about loyalty that will never die amidst the roar of the jet-powered engines.